What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Cosmic Carry here, and apologies if you can hear the washing machine in the background. I likes to keep it realsies in my tank reviews. Today I'm going to be conducting a very it's getting louder. A very quick review of the Warlord Panther, the tier 7 Japanese medium. I was about to say German medium tank, which will be only on sale for one more day today. And that's it. As of tomorrow, it will no longer be on sale. I'm not going to hype this tank up or anything like that. I mean, what's there to hype up? Truth be told, that washing machine's really getting loud. But I think this is one of those tanks. Possibly, maybe it might become a rarity due to the fact that kind of like the black tanks that we had released on Black Friday a couple of years ago. There was a lot of hate towards those tanks, and it's kind of very similar towards this tank. And although the reasons for the release of this tank in its current format with the gold paint job, etc., it does coincide with the year of gold, whatever. I haven't got a clue. That is happening in Japan, so there is reasoning behind that. I got this information from one of Jack the Ripper's vids. Shout out to you, bud. But still, it does look, it does look cheap and tacky. And me personally, I think it looks good. It's kind of like 50-50. I think it looks crap, and I think it looks great at the same time. Here in the garage, it does look much better than when it's out on the battlefield. When it's out on the battlefield, the gold does turn to like a yellow color. So yeah, but and the black is very, you can see it's kind of like a very matte, is it matte? A very flat black, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's a tank, it's not supposed to look glorious, but this tank is trying to look glorious, truth be told. It's currently on sale, like I said last day, in the form of the cheapest package, which is 6,000 gold, which equals to £20. I think that's about $25 US. In terms of tier 7 medium premium tanks, 6,000 gold is okay-ish. It's kind of on the more expensive side, but I mean, it's just 20 quid. It's not, I don't buy premium tanks all the time. I know I made a vid about this tank, and it was just a joke vid. For those of you that don't have a sense of humor, maybe you shouldn't watch my joke vids, because they are just that. They're joke vids. It wasn't me judging the tank or me judging anybody that kind of reviews the tank or anything like that. It was a joke vid, I kind of mentioned this. So I have not expressed an opinion on this tank. But what do I think of this tank? It's okay, because my opinion is valid, because I have 3 marks. The Panther, as you can see, and it's kind of retired. It hasn't got any ammo, equipment, or consumables. It is retired because I have free marked it. But there's certain tanks I free mark and I still keep playing. But I'd consider dusting off the Panther and playing it in again. What did I think of the Panther? This tank, I thought it was fantastic. I love this thing. This tank has the best penetration of all tier 7 mediums in the game. I think it was 198. I don't know why they say 198. Just say 200. Penetration combined with fantastic accuracy. But it did have low alpha. That was the only kind of negative thing about the thing. It's the same gun that you get on the Craft Panther, basically. But a lot of fun to be had, with this tank. And what you get on the Warlord is not the top gun, as you can see. It's the 7.5, but it's not the top gun. So you get less penetration, and you get less alpha. I think it's 135. What am I just? Yeah, 135. While over here, I think it's 150. Oh, it's 135. Okay, but you can see the penetration 198. With premium, it's 244. And yeah, so you get you're basically, sorry about that. You get in the package just before the top gun. And there's a reason behind that, you know, because this tank does get preferential matchmaking. It's been a while since I've purchased a tank, or I've seen a tank that has been released premium that has preferential matchmaking, and it kind of harkens back to the good old days of they used to sell you premium tanks that would have preferential matchmaking but sucked, you know, because they were stock, or they were this, or they didn't have the top package basically, and that's similar to what's going on here basically. But make no mistake, this is not a Panther, you know, this is not this tank, you know, the gun makes all the difference. Having the best penetration of all tier 7 mediums in the game, and not having that, you know, it's kind of two different things. It's very, very significant. It's very, very different. Here you have 150 pen, you know, 150 pen, and that is bog standard average. I think average pen of a tier 7 medium is actually around 155, 160ish, you know, it's around that. So you know, you've gone from, and keep in mind the Warlord does have really decent accuracy, not as good as 0.35. I think it's 0.33. Let's check real quick. I'm going back and forth. Yeah, for 0.32. I mean, you know, it is good accuracy, but it's not sublime like on the original Panther. They're similar tanks, but they're different at the same time, because here you get a sublime gun, but you do, you know, on occasion end up in tier 9 matchmaking. Here you're guaranteed. I mean, it was kind of nice rolling out in this thing, and I didn't check, you know, what tier I was in, because I got preferential matchmaking. The worst that can happen is I would get into a tier 8 match, and tier 8, the only problem tanks you've got to deal with is the, you know, the IS-3s and Defender USU, or whatever the hell it's called. But, you know, Soviet armor, basically. That's when you need to load up premium. But yes, they're very, very similar tanks, but at the same time the gun is very, very different, you know. So the other minute differences with this tank, I mean, the turret is slightly different with regards to the armor thickness in front and the sides. Nothing kind of significant. With regards to the engine, it's the same horsepower. You do get a bit better power to weight ratio. But the top speed and the reverse speed, that's all the same. The rotation speed is better, as is the rotation speed of the turret. You know, and the view range is 370 on this thing. On the original Panther, the Tech Tree Panther, it's 380, I think it is. So there's a few tweaks there, bonuses, but I mean, apart from that, you know, what did I feel like buying this tank? I mean, I didn't feel like, yeah, you know, it's a pretty decent buy. It's an okay buy, you know. It's kind of balanced. You know, I have to admit, I didn't do my homework. I was fully expecting to get the Top Gun on the Panther, from the Panther on the Warlord Panther, and but you know, it's not the end of the world. I didn't know that that it had preferential matchmaking, so it was, you know. So as far as the gold is concerned, I mean, like I said, it looks pretty decent, pretty good, pretty nifty in the garage, and you can see I've added the Wargaming logo there to cheese it up even more so. I mean, if you need a Japanese crew trainer, go for it. It's a really good combination of silver earner and crew trainer, you know, because it's kind of mid-tier. Well, it's not just below high tier, it's mid-tierish, you know, whatever. But it's a good solid tank, you know. It's a good solid tank. Truth be told, when I was in the when I was in my Panther, I had no problems being bottom tier, you know, in this thing, because it's a sniper. It's 100% a sniper, and that's how you should treat this thing. It's a sniper. The armor is not that the armor with the armor you cannot brawl. You know, it's not hull down. It's not peekaboo. It's primarily a sniper. You know, that's what it is. The rate of fire is a little bit better than the Panther, so there is that. Not by that much, but I would recommend getting it unless you're really, your reaction is ugh, it looks horrible, and I would completely understand that. Why did I get this tank? This tank has a bit of history. I did make that video where I was poking fun at this tank, so, and it's like I said, I was kind of scratching my head. I said to myself, I think this tank's going to disappear for quite a while, but you know, who knows. If it came out in celebration of the Japanese New Year golden event, I don't know, you know, when's that going to happen? I haven't got a clue. I should Google it. So yeah, totally up to you if you want to get it. It's pretty decent. It does get preferential matchmaking. The gun is very, very good. But yeah, in order to get the pen of the regular Panther, you have to load up premium in this thing, you know. So that's saying a lot, you know, basically. Anyhow, let's get into it. I've just got one battle for you guys. I'll see you on the battlefield. So we're on a tier 8 restricted map, Komarin, in our Warlord Panther. And I believe we are top tier, but like I said, you know, it only goes up to tier 8. With regards to playing these tiers, you just need to learn the weak spots of certain Soviet tanks, because they're the only ones that are going to be a problem to you. You need to learn this because of the bad penetration of this tank. So it's very important that you learn your weak spots of those Soviet tanks, because if you come up against the Ice-Free, the Defender, etc., you're not going to be able to pen unless you know where to pen, and unless you know where to shoot. And you can load premium, but even with premium, you're just you know. So learn your stuff, basically. It's not like when you're in the Panther and you just pinpoint precision, fantastic penetration, and even better penetration if you load up the premiums ammo. You know, it doesn't work like that. This is a very, very decent tank. It's not OP, it's not fantastic, it's not amazing, it's very, very decent. It has really good accuracy. The alpha does suck, you know, it's only 135. And the penetration is what it is. It's lackluster, but there's a reason behind that, because you get preferential matchmaking 100%. Understand what it means to be Sixth Sense, and understand what it means to be what was the other one? Targeted. You know, because it has been changed, and targeted means somebody's pointing their gun at you. Targeted means somebody's about to unload a shell into you. So it's very different from before. I'm not sure what it was specifically before, because I used to treat it the same way, but it's two very different things now. It's very noob friendly now. So, but anyhow, and you can see the Churchill. I'm having a lot of problems penning that Churchill here. I'm going to try again. See, bounce, bounce, bounce. I'm going to try the side. Can we get into the side again? A bounce, and this is what I'm talking about. This is the. I mean, he's not exactly side on. He'd load up premium and you get a result. He's not exactly side on to me. So there is that to consider. But still, you know, he was almost presented his entire side to me, so it should not have been that much of a problem to pen him with what was it, 150 penetration. But like I said, you have that to contend with, you have that to deal with. You don't have that fantastic penetration that you had with the Panther 100%. Still doesn't take away from the fact that the mobility is good, the traverse is good, it's a good tank, you know, it's German engineering. You can't take that away from the tank, and it has lots of pretty gold sprinkled all over it. Lots of pretty gold. We're currently losing, as you can see, it's 67, 76. But you know, there's no sweat, no problem. Right now, my only preoccupation, my danger was the JK line. But there's one piece of arty down there, so he was basically our spotter for down there. If anybody was going to show up from the Reds on the JK line, Artie would have spotted it. And then there's a heavy down there as well now, so there's always the danger, you know, the games are going to end early. Right now I'm aware of my proximity. I didn't want to get lit up by the tank below, even though it just died. So my binocs have kicked in, so I'm searching for targets, and finally the JK Fred rears its ugly head, and there you go, you know, German precision. It's 0.35, but it's not 0.32 like on the original Panther, but 0.35 is still really good, because we, you know, on this tank we have, you can add vents, you can add brothers in arms, you can add all the, you can add consumables, chocolate, what is it, onigiri, and all this. Each one of these factors will drop down the accuracy by 1 point, so you can get it down to 0.31, 0.32, no problema. And here we go, showing his side, you know, no problema. And now all of a sudden we're in the lead, 100%. You can see, you know, majority of my shots are doing what they're supposed to be doing. The only thing that's kind of coming into play that is a handicap is the penetration. When I was trying to make those shots on the Churchill, see the Churchill still in play. And this is just luck here. I penned him on the turret, you know, where I haven't got a clue. And there we go, I managed to track. So 3 shots, only 1 penned. Load up premium, but you know, a little bit too late. He's returning fire, as you can see. It's one of the disadvantages of having a fast shooting gun, a fast reloading gun, is they can see your tracers coming in, and you know, Churchill's still alive. Churchill's still alive. I believe it's a Churchill. I believe it's a Tiger. And oh, there we go. Churchill is now dead, taken out by our what is that? I haven't got a clue. T20. Oh, T20. Hammer. I have to be wary of the hammer. You know, I don't know where the TD is, so I need to get find out where both these tanks are. This hammer's going to play kind of smart because he's hull down. He's not giving up an inch. I'm loading up premiums. At the same time, I'm wondering where that TD is. You know, what is that TD doing? At these tiers, either the players suck balls or they're really, really good. It's one or the other. You know, there doesn't seem to be any kind of like middle ground. Continuously lit up. You know, I'm wondering to myself what the hell is going on here. But anyhow, the TD finally shows up, makes an appearance. I decide, okay, I don't want to lose my heavy, but I think the heavy manages to take him out. There we go. So all that's left is the hammer. And 3 versus 1. You know, we can do this 100%. There's 3 of us. Even if the hammer player is a fantastic Unicum player, you know, we should be able to do this. I'm not going to be aggressive and just go in there. You know, the hammer has pretty decent DPM. I'm not sure what kind of DPM, but I know he has pretty decent DPM compared to my tank. So I'm going to try and sneak in a few pot shots here and there. There you go. But I don't want to expose my tank and allow it to get penned. There we go. And my compadres are on their way. He's making his move towards me. I'm going to try and lose my targeted and 6th sense. Wait for the Sixth Sense to disappear, and now, you know, try and fake him out. He thinks I was going left, when in fact I'm going right, and this way I'll get a few more shots into him, and until eventually, you know, my compadres arrive and we just gang up on him, and we're good to go. I think he manages, yeah, he manages to pen me. I get real quick. I have loaded up premium here, you know, what the hey. I want to make sure I pen him. It's free damage. And he's just about had it. We've had a fantastic game, 21 pens. I mean, this is very, very decent for a Panther. And there we go, we get the kill. 4 kills, 22 pens. Very good. So like I said, you know, not a bad tank. It's not terrible, it's not bad. The only kind of bad factor about it is the paint job. And, you know, managed to pick up almost 3k damage. Silver mastery, not the goal. I'm only like 15-20 games in. Come out top of the leaderboard. Totally up to you guys. 100%. I'm totally on the fence with this one. It's 100% up to you, like I said. But you only have one more day, so there's that to consider. Take it easy. Adios, muchachos.